In today's environment of politics by Facebook, most of the time one of two things happens. Either you find yourself in a group of people who think just like you and then post all the things you can agree on so you can get feedback that justifies your positions, or alternatively, you connect with people who hold a different opinion than you and spend a ton of your life arguing about why you're right and the other person is wrong, and nobody actually changes their view. I have no idea how many long-term friendships have been ended over these wasteful fights, especially in the last 10 years or so. But what is clear is that the US is becoming more and more polarized and segregated based on political ideology. What a pity for a country long considered to be a melting pot. So in this video, let's explore the reasons why this is happening. Let's create some solutions to help avoid losing so much time arguing while keeping those old friendships intact and maybe even building new and unexpected relationships. Unsurprisingly, it all starts with psychological safety triggers. Maybe an argument about fairness, or an argument about in-group bias, or an argument about personal autonomy. But in the end, as soon as the word argument is involved, you can be certain the main trigger that keeps it going is esteem. Many neuroscientists and psychologists believe esteem is one of the most powerful drivers of human behavior. And research shows that people who feel lower in the hierarchy are more prone to violence. None of us have ever experienced arguments on Facebook where the other person seems ready to kill us, right? So what can you do? Well, Ben Franklin, one of the US's most celebrated diplomats, who's given credit for convincing the French to help the US defeat the English, explained in his autobiography that one of his secrets was to avoid a direct contradiction to others. He even forbid himself from using any word when expressing his opinion that suggested his position was fixed or unchangeable, which meant never using words like certainly or undoubtedly, and instead saying things like, I imagine, or it appears to me at present. Now, obviously, we use different words today, but the point still stands. Therefore, we must always remember that we hold unhelpful biases. All of us. John Minuchin III put together a bias codex that shows more than 180 different ways we can deceive ourselves to our own detriment, and we usually blindly carry them into our social interactions. One of these biases is confirmation bias, where we only look for information that confirms our own beliefs, justifying to ourselves that we are right and the other person is wrong, which gives us a sense of elevated esteem. But if we're wrong, we've fallen into a trap where our esteem trigger holds us in ignorance, where the only way out is through the hard lessons of life, which I'm sure we all hope to minimize. Wise people that go back thousands of years have known the reality of their human condition. They use sayings or mantras to remind them of these facts. Socrates, for example, said, "The one thing I know is that I know nothing." So knowing you're biased, could your relationships benefit by taking the position of Franklin or Socrates? Could you improve your reputation in standing by starting a discussion with a phrase that can disarm the battle before it begins? Like, I might be wrong, so can you explain more what you mean? And then asking honest follow-up questions such that you can learn the flaws in your own argument or the other person can see the flaws in theirs. By the way, this technique is known as the Socratic method. It's still used today by psychologists and certified coaches all over the world to help people discover the truth for themselves. And with this approach, if you do end up learning the flaws in your own argument, you get to graciously say thank you while protecting your esteem both with yourself and the other person. And you may even increase your esteem with the other person because you showed yourself to be a person willing to learn, which is a characteristic that seems to be in short supply in today's world. And on the other side, if your argument is right, the other person would have learned and changed their position on their own. They could preserve their own esteem by taking credit for the discovery. But either way, you maintain the friendship and open up the possibility to even make it closer. And who knows, maybe if enough people can do this, we can avoid a lot of unnecessary pain and anxiety and suffering in the world overall, which I doubt anybody would mind. So with that, thanks for watching. If you like this video and the science-based advice, please subscribe to help our channel grow. And if you want to know your top safety trigger, the one that's likely to cause you lots of trouble, you can take the free assessment from the Academy of Brain-Based Leadership by following the link below the video. Thanks. Have a great day.